It's Ramsey Dewey over here in Shanghai, China. Welcome to this edition of Q&A with the Coach. This is a question for the Religion and Philosophy channel from user TG something with like a million letters and numbers. How do you remember your screen name, man? Anyway, it's probably not wise to give your passwords out on the internet like that. He says, it never ceases to amaze me how someone who is so talented and well-versed in a particular discipline, I think he's referring to me, thanks for the compliment, I guess, can continue to believe something as preposterous as Mormonism. Ooh, Mormonism. Or any religion, for that matter, but especially Mormonism. Ooh, because Mormonism's so much crazier than any other religion. Ooh, anyway. One of my violin professors who was a fundamentalist Christian, as is my brother, who has a doctorate from Boston University, is a fundamentalist Christian. I guess it just shows that you can be knowledgeable but still unable to reason. So our friend user every letter and number in the alphabet thinks that if you are a religious person, if you believe in God or ascribe to any sect or creed out there, then you are unable to reason. That religious people are stupid for believing in religion. And this is quite interesting because he's got a brother who has a PhD from Boston, from a prestigious university. Apparently a smart guy, and he thinks, well, my brother who's a smart guy isn't a smart guy because he believes in Jesus. And apparently this guy thinks it's dumb to believe in Jesus. Let's dispel this myth that religion means you have no capacity for reason. That's dumb. This question lacks the capacity to reason. Let's think this through for a minute. Have you ever thought for a moment to perhaps have a conversation with people who believe in Jesus or believe in any form of religion and ask them a simple question like why? That would be a reasonable thing to do. Perhaps to try to gain an understanding of them. You didn't ask me, why do you believe in Jesus? You said, it's not reasonable to believe in religion. And Mormonism, it is especially dumb. It's almost an ad hominem, man. It's almost an ad hominem. It's almost offensive the way you worded that. It's so strange. Here's a question for you. Why? I know what you're thinking, but I'm going to ask you to spell it out for me. Why do you think that Mormonism is especially dumb? Why do you think Mormonism is especially unreasonable in your estimation? Because it's more modern, if you will? Because we claim to have a living prophet on the earth, and it makes more sense to say, well, prophets existed thousands of years ago, but not today, and that seems reasonable? Because apparently God changed his mind about that? Because there were claims of angelic visits, and it's more reasonable to think that angels existed thousands of years ago, but not anymore? Because there are claims of miracles today, and it's more reasonable to just assume, well, miracles happened a long time ago, but not today. Because apparently God changed, God is sleeping, God is dead now. Is that more reasonable? So I wrote kind of a snippety comment, a snippety reply to this. I said, and perhaps I shouldn't have said this, maybe it wasn't a very Christian thing of me to say. I said, this is a preposterous comment. In response to him saying that believing in religion is preposterous. This is a preposterous comment. I'm sorry to hear that your head is stuck so far up your butt that you can't see the forest for the trees. And to his credit, our friend Ixender387 replied, if your brother, and he's saying this much more graciously, if your brother has a doctorate and you don't, it's safe to say that he knows better how to reason than you? ? That's a pretty decent point, and also much more diplomatically put than what I said. So if what I said about your head being stuck up your butt offended you, I apologize. But at the same time, if you are so unreasonable that you cannot even attempt to understand why somebody else believes what they do, and you simply tell them, this is what you believe, without having even explored that issue remotely yourself, that is the most unintelligent, silly thing you can possibly do in that situation. What the heck, man? That is high hypocrisy. And I don't approve of high hypocrisy. Anyway, that's about all I have to say about that right now. Thank you for watching. Now get out there and pray. And when I say pray, I mean seek the will of God. You want to know why? You want to know why I believe in God? Because I know God. Because I'm familiar with my Father in heaven. I've spoken to him. He's spoken to me. Through the power of the Holy Ghost, you can know the truth of all things. You want to get to the truth of it? You go have that conversation. Go have that conversation with the man upstairs, because he is not dead, he is not sleeping, he's not a fictional character. Does that sound unreasonable? Think about it. Reason with me for a minute. If God is real, and God has all power, would it not stand to reason that God could answer a simple question? Does it not stand to reason that you could have a conversation to gain light and knowledge from the Almighty? If I had no reason to do this, I would not. If I had no reason to persist in the faith that I follow, I would not. It would be too much sacrifice, too much crap taken from the denizens of this world to be worth it. But it is worth it, friends. Give it a try. The answers are out there. Be reasonable.